Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aging in Action. Today, I'd like to welcome our guest, Kristofer Cacciotti. He is actually a local Sudbury author of a children's book. And the name of the book is My Very Excellent Mother Just Served Us 9 Pizzas. It's hard to memorize. Chris, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe we can go on to speaking about this great book you wrote?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the show. To you and the team, very much appreciated. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And it's called My Very Excellent Mother Just Served Us 9 Pizzas, just as a little sidebar, because that's how we learned to memorize the order of the planets when we were growing up, when we were in school. So it's funny that you say it's hard to memorize when in reality it was used as a trick to memorize the order of the planets. Anyway, I digress. My name is Kristofer Cacciotti. I am the development officer at the YMCA, so I work in fundraising. We have my wife Leslie and we have 2 beautiful children. Zoe's 5, Everett's 3, well, 5.5, 3.5. A house full of pets, and I'm really into things like running and fitness, and most recently have become extremely obsessed with disc golf. So I spend my lunch most days at the disc golf course, practicing and playing and trying to get better. So in a nutshell, that's my life.
Wow. Yeah, I see some of your activities on Facebook. They're very inspirational, I guess would be the right word. Right? Chris, can you, when you wrote this book, I saw it and I thought, oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever. Can you tell us maybe what inspired you to do this?
Well, so like I said, we have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and in 5 years of parenting, we've read approximately 7 million children's books to Everett and Zoe. And my wife and I have always kind of joked to each other, like, we should write one of these, or we could write one of these. Like, this doesn't seem that hard. So this book actually came about, it actually started as a rap song. A friend of mine, 𝙂𝙍𝘼𝙏𝙀, he's a creative here in Sudbury. We wanted to kind of create this educational musical YouTube channel that was kind of like a love child between School of Rock and Magic School Bus, whereby it was a way to educate kids on various subject matters. But instead of being a class on a field trip, it was a band on a tour, and each tour stop was a different subject matter in a different genre of music. So that was the kind of premise behind the show. But our schedules just never jived, and we couldn't get the project off the ground. And my job as part of the project was to do the research and write the songs. And so I wrote this song. The first tour stop was going to be about space. And when the project collapsed, I had this song written. I had this kind of desire / idea in the back of my mind to write a children's book. So it seemed like a natural fit, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to turn this into a book. Let's just do that. And I did.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's a good book. I know I purchased some at Christmas to give to my office staff to pass it forward to their little ones in their life. So they were very appreciative of it, and they thought it was a very amazing thing, to do. So really appreciate you getting those.
Well, that was a very, very amazing thing for you to do. And you actually bought 14 books for your audience. Thank you very much. And you are one of my top buyers. You were one of my top buyers. So thank you very much. I did want to mention that, and I'm a little bit frustrated with myself that you beat me to it. But yes. Thank you very much, Lisette, for that.
No problem.
And I'm glad, and have the staff enjoyed it? What are they, any feedback?
They loved it. They just thought, especially that they were signed, They just thought it was a really, really great keepsake, and I think they've all, admitted that they felt it was the best Christmas gift they got from me thus far.
Nice, wicked,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yes, I was one of the staff that was fortunate enough to get that during the holidays, and I actually told Lisette what a really cool, creative gift idea for her to give out to her staff during the holidays. And I was really taken back by the title of the book. You already explained that a little earlier. That was going to be one of my first questions I was going to ask you. But what I did when I got home, because my niece Olivia lives out of town, so unfortunately I can't see her. But she loves when my brother reads her stories. So I actually showed them on FaceTime that you signed it, and I showed them the book, and she actually grabbed the phone from my brother. Yeah, she's 7 months, because, she's just curious and stuff. So they were really excited that you signed a book from a local author to Olivia. So I just said to Lisette, what a really cool creative idea, great way to support local, and what a neat, interesting book title, even to start off, right? It intrigues you to open it up. It intrigues you to say, what do you mean, So I just think that's fantastic. So thank you to Lisette, and thank you for being local, taking the initiative and creating a really cool book that we can enjoy with our family.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Having two young kids, you have a built-in audience then for any new books that you might come up with.
Yeah, market research, or in-house market research.
Yeah.
So Chris, if there's anyone local here in Greater Sudbury that are listening or watching right now, and they wish to purchase this book, where can they go to get the book? And if they're not local here in the Greater Sudbury and they can't do the curbside pickup right now currently, is there an opportunity for them to pick up that book elsewhere?
Yeah, for sure. There are several avenues that anyone can get their hands on this book. Locally, in person, curbside pickup is Regency Bakery is open, and they are selling copies of the book. The Backyard Birder has curbside pickup going on, and they are carrying copies of the book. And you can order online on our website at 𝙂𝙍𝘼𝙏𝙀𝙀𝙀
Nice.
So any delivery within Sudbury, Greater Sudbury area is it's free delivery. The checkout will recognize the delivery address and not charge any shipping. Because they're all hand delivered by me, along with the personalized page. The personal hand delivery is just an added little touch that I feel like gives something special to surprise and delight the customers. Something that, it's a little token of my appreciation for supporting not only me, but supporting sick kids, because at the end of the day, 10% of sales of this book go to the Labatt Family Heart Center, which is the cardiac ward of Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seeing you opened up that Sick Kids, do you want to share briefly a little bit of why you're so supportive? I know I follow you on social media, and you are a motivational inspiration to so many that follow you. Do you mind sharing just a little tidbit?
Not at all, because at the end of the day, it's a story of strength and resiliency, and it's a story that I personally like to share, because it's something that can help anyone that's going through a struggling time to know that there are ways to get through struggling times positively, and to use those troubling times as an opportunity to strengthen yourself and to grow and to learn. So we are passionate donors to Sick Kids because of what they've done for our son Everett. Our son Everett was diagnosed with congenital heart disease called Epstein's anomaly at 30 weeks in utero, and treated by Sick Kids for 5 weeks in utero. Had open heart surgery at birth. So 7 minutes after he was born, he was on the operating table. He's 3.5 now. He's had 4 open heart surgeries. We've spent cumulatively maybe 7 or 8 months living in the hospital and Ronald McDonald House. So between the surgeries, the care, all of the support, Everett wouldn't be alive today and thriving the way he is if it wasn't for everything that Sick Kids has done for him and for our family. So it's become not something that we want to do. It almost feels like something that we have to do, like a duty of ours, in order to kind of keep those karmic scales as balanced as possible, because they've done so much for us that it's the least that we can do is to give back in any way that we can.
Yeah.
It's a powerful story, and I'm so happy to hear Everett is doing so well and adjusting and moving forward day to day. You definitely keep us well in the loop. I will say that, and kudos to you and your wife Leslie also for everything you do to bring a voice to such a powerful statement.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And we talked about it before we went live, but just for the viewers, Everett is thriving. His condition is forever. It's not going anywhere, but he is making very serious gains with respect to his physical development, his speech development, and a big kudos to that goes to the Children's Treatment Center. Neo Kids has been very instrumental as well in the care that he's receiving here in Sudbury, he's in an intensive care program right now for 2 days a week, 2 hours a day, where he gets intensive speech, physio, and occupational therapy because he's getting ready to go to school in September. So we're going to try and give him a little boost before then.
Wow, that's wonderful. Wonderful. So, Chris, I have to ask, is there another book maybe in your near future?
There will be. I definitely plan on growing the Roseheart brand and releasing several more titles. I'm not, and they will all be along the theme of the kind of the educational route. That just kind of suits to my strengths and my personalities. It just works more for me, and it just feels better to take a bunch of facts and spin them into cool rhyming patterns and teach in that way, because I feel like it's just like an added little bonus value add that not only are you getting this really fun book, as you guys saw when you read it. The book is fun. Maybe that's because it started as a rap song, but the cadence is fun and engaging, and I want to be able to bring education and actual learning into that fold, so that not only are they having fun reading this book, but kids are also learning things in these books, which is a feedback that I'm getting. Like, not only is my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas, it's a really great physical asset, right? Like, you guys held in your hands. It's a strong, it's good paper, it's strong, it's colorful, it's quirky, it's fun to read, but like, it is pretty jam-packed with with information about space. Like, you learn a lot about space in this book. So, I can teach kids about the water cycle and icebergs and Egypt and caterpillars, right? Like, the possibility, those are all pretty weak subject matters, and I don't know why those are at the top of my head, but it's kind of an evergreen kind of concept whereby there's an infinite number of subject matters, and it's just a fun, creative way for me to kind of make an impact on not only youngsters that are reading this book, but also to be able to give back to sick kids. So it's a win-win-win across the board.
Definitely.
I think with so many youth in our community being homeschooled right now, doing the at-home education piece, it's a great way to bring some fun right? Into the sitting at a workstation and just doing the day-to-day Google school, so forth. But having that book, it really brings some, like you say, if you have other topics that you bring in, I think the kids are just going to love it. I think they're
No,
just
I can't help but
inspired.
think, which might be silly, but where were these books when I was in school?
Yeah,
I would have liked some of
exactly.
that. I think that's fantastic. And then putting fun back into education, right?
Yeah.
And that it's supporting something like sick kids. I mean, sick kids touches a lot of people. I know it's touched my life. It's touched other people's lives that I know of. So it's really great to know that when we're purchasing that book particular and any future book that you have, that you're going to be donating a little bit back and giving back as well. So thank you so much for that. I mean, it's really cool. And you keep saying it's a rap song. So I'm wondering if there's a place I can find a version of this book as a rap song.
There isn't right now, but there will be. So there's in here, up in the old noggin, we're working on an idea of animating the book, so that, because there's a rocket ship on each page.
Oh.
There's a rocket ship on each page. So I'm trying to figure out how to animate this where it can be a video where it's a still frame and the only thing that's moving is the rocket ship on each page and me spitting the rhymes over top of it. So that's something that is in the works and will be dropping at some point.
I will expect to see that because that's really cool.
You will be the first email I send out.
And this is recorded, so you have to.
Maybe I'll even give you an exclusive sneak preview.
Well, that's exciting.
I'm definitely going to have to get this book for my grandson. He'll be 5 in March, so that's a good birthday gift.
Oh, he would love it. He would love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Olivia likes it on the phone, Gwen, so it's on process to being shipped to her right now.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll be able to.
I know my
actually touch it and
grandkids
hold
love
it.
it, and they're 6 and 9, and they were very happy that they each received their own copy, because the sharing thing is still a work in progress.
I hear that.
Yeah, so they each have their own, so they were really happy to see their name in a book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who was going to go next.
I know. I keep interrupting people, so I feel bad. Go ahead if somebody else had a question.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
Okay. Because I'm just keeping an eye on the time here and want to make sure we're keeping with the time. So, Kristofer, is there any final thoughts that you'd like to, before we conclude, the episode, that you'd like to share with us and our viewers today? So go ahead.
So, yes, there is, and I kind of touched on it earlier, and especially in these times, these crazy, chaotic times that we're living in right now, I want to try and use every platform that I possibly can, and for those of you ladies that follow me on social, I'm very loud on this topic in particular, and I really want to encourage everybody to move forward and look into their lives, and when we get presented with challenging situations, to look at those challenging situations not as a problem but as an opportunity, and more further, a choice. Because when we're presented with challenging situations, we have a choice to either let it crush us, use it as an excuse, back down, cower in fear, or we can use it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and even possibly make it out on the other side a little bit better than when we went in. I have a saying that goes a little bit like, we have no control over what the universe throws at us, but we have full control over what we do with it when it's in our hands, right? At the end of the day, we're going through that situation. However we think about it isn't going to change the fact that my son has a heart disease, or you are out of work due to COVID, or any other situation that you find yourselves in, that we find ourselves in. But if we have a victor mindset versus a victim mindset, we can come out of this strong. You can problem solve, you can get creative, you can build support networks that can help us, get out of it. So, and you're going to get out of it better. We're going to get out of this thing much more effectively and much more positively if we go into these situations knowing that we can come out and looking at it with, a positive, optimistic, and enthusiastic mindset. And that's not to say that we can't get down or we can't be sad, because those are all natural feelings that contribute to growth and contribute to the way we look at things and how we process things. But I think at a macro, our mindset and our outlook has to be positive, and knowing that we're going to get out of this thing, because that will help us problem solve and get there in a much more effective way. So I just want to encourage the audience to, when presented with a challenging situation, an uncomfortable situation, an unfortunate scenario, that to choose the latter choice, that latter pathway, take a victor's mindset and really just attack the positive, go at it enthusiastically, don't give up, and we'll all make it out on the other side.
Great words.
That's
Powerful, very powerful.
Thank you so much.
And one more thing. I wasn't loud on this. Until this whole Everett journey began, because I've been through, I'm in this crazy situation, but I've made it until now while remaining positive, enthusiastic, and optimistic. I feel like the universe has given me permission to talk on this subject because I can lead by example. I've been punched in the face by the universe, and I haven't backed down, and that has a lot to do with the support structures around me. And I want to thank Leslie for being the most amazing and supportive wife on the planet Earth. She is my rock, and she is the emotional core of this family. So I can't express enough gratitude for having her in my life. My family, her family, have been instrumental in the support network, in watching at Zoe while we're in Toronto, coming down to live in Toronto with us, so that we can have Zoe close while remaining focused on Everett. Everyone who calls, who is there to support. Do you need anything? What do you need? What can we do for you? So I just feel like I've been given, I don't want to say, oh, sorry. I thought my wife was hiring. I don't want to say it's not, I hope Eastlink can cut that out. Yeah, so I've been given permission. I feel like I wouldn't be loud on this. I wouldn't scream from the top of a mountain about something unless I can back it up. And I feel like because I have gone through what I'm going through, and because of how we've kind of come thus far, I just want to use it as a way to kind of inspire and motivate everyone who's going through anything, because we all go through something, and we all experience things differently, and the way that we approach it can be the same, and we can have positive outcomes out of negative situations if we deploy the right strategies.
Well said.
Yes, very well said. Thank you so much, Kristofer, for coming on, sharing your story, sharing your energy, sharing your positivity with us and our viewers. We're definitely going to make sure we share some links where our viewers can buy your book. We'll make sure we share some of your contact information on www.𝙂𝙍𝘼𝙏𝙀𝙏. And again, from all of us here at Aging in Action, thanks, Lisette. We want to thank you so much. You know, it's just been a really great positive episode, positive talk that we've been able to have today. And we want to thank you and make sure that we share your information for anybody that is interested in reaching out and chatting with you more. So I think that'll conclude our episode of Aging in Action.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks
Chris.
so much, ladies. Really, again, I appreciate the opportunity. It's been a lot of fun. You guys are a lot of fun. It's been great chopping it up with you guys.